movie. That's it. You just got to have movies
VR.
for him. Movies and
you know
pizza.
what I have back at the hotel? I brought my Oculus Quest. I bring it with me everywhere.
Oh, yeah? Really?
I bring it with me to Vegas. I bring it. I love Population One. Do you ever
What
play
is that?
Oh, it's a.
Look at you go.
I love it. It's a fucking. It's like it's a shooter. So it's like with me and I got a squad of 3. Oh! Population.
Look at
One.
it getting so
Sorry,
excited right now.
You got so excited.
I love this. I live in here. I fucking live in here.
Are you serious?
Oh, it's fun. No, Joe, it's fun.
Is it
fun.
I know I'm
first-person
approaching
perspective,
50,
but it's fun.
So you're playing this first
dude,
person? Oh my god, this is amazing.
It is so much fun, dude. It's like now it's free, so you got a bunch of like new kids in there. But there's like a lot of adults play. I play with my brother-in-law Edwin, and we fucking. You know who else I play with?
Who?
King Casey.
Oh, really?
Casey
Kevin
Casey.
Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played with him in a little bit, but I play with him on
He's
there.
another super talented
And
jiu-jitsu
also,
guy.
you know what's so funny? I was in here the other day. I saw Fowler BJJ. And they go, hey.
Mike?
I go, yo, Mike? He goes, wait, Sarah, that's you? So it's Mike Fowler.
that's
He's in Hawaii.
hilarious.
So I play with Mike Fowler. He's in Hawaii. So me and Mikey are playing.
Nerds.
And,
I know, right?
we're nerds. We are. Oh, yeah, you got to see. My wife comes out. Every time I'm playing, I'll be in there. I'll be like, I'm going to snipe. And my wife comes and she hits my fucking balls. She goes, you think you're getting some later. I go, honey, I was a Hall of Famer.
We were talking
It's
about
all I
it.
like to do.
We were talking about it earlier with him in the video games. Like, I'm talking way back in the day. Like, Naga.
Oh, wait, there I am.
Look at you go.
Oh, that was the
Nice.
vibe. I upgraded since then.
Naga grappling
That's me
tournaments.
in my living room.
Him
Like,
and
What
his-
are you doing here?
Well, that's what I'm climbing and
No,
stuff.
he's doing a boxing game there.
The
You're
vibe.
climbing.
This is not nearly as fun. Now I got my. Hey, I'm flying now. I'm flying. There I am.
Oh my god.
But listen. I know it looks
Oh my
really
god.
special.
No,
but it's,
we have those. You know what's great? The fucking shadow boxing game. The boxing
That's
game.
hard.
It's good.
It's hard.
It's good work too.
It is
It's
good
like
work.
You wear out.
it's the future, man. I fucking can't wait. One of my favorite movies is Ready Player One. And I listened to the audiobook a little too. It's a great fucking movie. It's a great. It's a good
great
movie for your kids.
Yeah,
to watch
I've
with your
seen
kids.
it. Oh, Jamie, I want to before I forget. They got a Taekwondo version of this now, so
Oh.
they're doing kicks now.
Wow.
Yeah, they
Whoa.
figured out how to put. There was this something. See if you can find it. There was something they just demonstrated. So they put these leg things on people, and a guy and a girl were having like a sparring match virtually. So they like bowed to each other, shook hands, and they went to the opposite side of the room, and they put their headgear on, and they started having this like Taekwondo match.
No way.
there's some
Yeah,
cool
so I'm,
shit,
That's
man.
pretty
I'm
wild.
thinking like as this gets more sophisticated, they could do a Muay Thai version. I mean, you really couldn't do a jiu-jitsu version, obviously, but I think you
Yeah.
could do a Muay Thai version.
When it gets better, I think, dude. I mean, listen. I like that even though I got a new battery pack, I can go longer. But I like that it wears off. I like that it.
Telling you.
I like that it wears off.
Yeah, there it is.
This isn't new though. This is.
Well, I mean, I just saw
I
it.
know that's. I was just.
Oh, it's from 2021. But see if you can find a video of it, because the video I just saw yesterday for the first time. I think that's it right there.
It's fun, man. I mean, it's so much fun.
I just. Clicked
Oh, is it somebody watching it? So here it is. Yeah.
I mean,
So these people were like, yeah, here it is. So see, they got like sensors on their legs and their shins and stuff like that.
you know, I used to be a regular because the Call of Duty and the Halo. I used to play that kind of stuff.
But this would really be good,
Look at
like
that.
training practice,
For
better
sure.
than shadow boxing for sure. Because you could do the same kind of stuff that you could do with shadow boxing, but you could do it against an opponent with no consequences. It's not good to develop defense, but in terms of developing technique, it sounds like a really fucking good idea.
It's a cardio workout, too.
Oh, you can get a workout with that. My wife went through a couple of them. She used to do the boxing one with the workout where you're punching the glowing balls type of shit. And she had to go. She went through 2 fucking headsets. It got drenched.
It seems like you could take some things if you want to do Muay Thai, where you put on like some things that just go down the side of your leg. And it attaches to your ankle, it attaches to where your knee is. So it knows where your knees are going, and it knows where your ankles are going, and it knows where you're getting hit.
But then you'd have to do it too for your elbows too if you were throwing elbows.
Yeah, you'd have to do it on your elbows, and maybe you could even do it on your.
Oh,
shit.
Oh, this
they're
is
getting
wild.
ready for MMA?
Oh my god.
Oh, interesting.
This guy's got a giant. Look at what
at
he's
this
wearing. That's not really.
Oh, that's so
Good
weird.
point.
But it's like you need at least a dummy down there.
Yeah.
You'd want to do that with a dummy. But you don't.
Well,
it's
you'll be
not going to
seeing some.
resist.
You'll be seeing
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
though.
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, but
maybe-
you want to feel it, right? You're
Maybe-
just doing this in the air. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it might be weird.
But the striking in the air is legit. I think you really could learn some shit from that.
I didn't play the Creed one. They got some stuff. But as far as shooters, the population one, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. Hey, you fuck! Don't try to put me in a locker, you cocksucker.
Dude, I used to have a real addiction to Quake. I used to play
remember
Quake
I heard you
constantly.
say that.
What is Quake?
Quake is an
That's
online,
similar.
very similar. First-person shooter. You're running around shooting rockets at people. It's too addictive. It's
He was
too
the
exciting.
Halo king back in the
I used
day.
to
They
love
would
other
travel
games.
with that
They're so
PlayStation.
I did. But once I did this one time, I started with the Vive, and then now I can't talk to you guys. People out here are listening. They want to know about this. Listen, it keeps me out of trouble, okay? I bring it with me everywhere. I put it in my carry-on, and it's so much fucking fun. I can't go back to regular video games after doing the Oculus Quest. It's because it's very immersive.
Well, that's why I don't do it, because I have one too, and I used to play the little zombie game, and it was too fun. So I was like, I can't do
Listen,
this
man, I get
too
some
much.
dopamine, man. I'm like fucking yelling. The worst was during my kids were doing the Zoom, right? And they were at home doing it. Now they're homeschooled still.
And you're in the background?
Oh, it was bad. 'Cause they were on there. And I'm like, I don't fucking see him. My kids are in the other room. I'm like, I don't fucking see him. Where is he? My wife comes in, he's like, they hear you. They hear you. I'm like, oh my God.
Poor Ann.
I'm like, sorry.
Oh my god!
You know? But it is a lot of fun.
Oh my
It's
god!
fun.
Imagine being that teacher.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Shoot him in the background.
You'd be sending people to my house.
Yeah, Jesus
but
Christ.
but it's just listen, good, clean fun. Back in the day, people would probably get the same kind of thrill doing. I mean, listen, I'm not shitting on paintball and shit like that, but dude, I get my adrenaline up with this shit. All right, let's switch the subject. I sound really like that. Everybody's just fucking saying, "Wow, he had us."
Hey, do I?
Yeah.
No, I do not do that. But it's a good move. Jumping jacks are really good.
Yeah, trampoline, very
that
good.
Side to side shit. I used to do a lot of those, a lot of side to side things.
Yeah.
Till my last knee issue.
Jumping jacks is when I knew we were going to lose the war in Iraq. You ever see those videos of those guys teaching the Iraqi military? They're like, all right, we're going to do physical fitness.
Oh, like the terrorists?
Not the terrorists, like Iraqi police.
Oh.
And like the guys that were on our side. So we had our guys training them, and they would try to do jumping jacks, and it was like,
Yeah, let's watch some of
Really?
that.
I didn't know
they
that.
can't do jumping jacks.
ISIS
Wow.
does the
ISIS is
bars.
monkey bars.
Yeah,
Bars.
monkey bars.
Yeah.
Bars.
Hilarious.
The sleepaway
Did
camp
you guys ever
workout.
see those videos of like kids in the 1960s in high school
Love
doing
kids.
physical fitness?
Yeah, it's jacked. Everybody's fucking.
Everybody's like ripped, and they're all doing chin-ups, and they're all doing monkey bars. They're like
Yeah.
swinging.
Yeah, they're ripped. They have 12 packs.
What happened? What the
don't
fuck?
know.
Video games, dude. We were
GMOs.
chilling.
I think it's plastic.
Well, there's a lot of preservatives in the
There's
food.
these guys.
This is Ninja
That's
Warrior.
trouble. That's trouble.
The guy in the middle of that. It's so
We are in
bad.
trouble.
What fucking secret knowledge?
All the way
The
on the right
secret
there.
knowledge of jumping jacks has been.
This
guy
other guy
has been
can't
kept
separate
from
his
them.
legs at all.
This guy's hilarious.
He's
That
opening
guy's
and
like
closing
Borat.
every jump.
It's like when the black comic brings the white guy on to dance.
These guys are amazing.
He's doing the Kremlin dance. What the fuck is that?
What is
one?
he doing?
We're going to win.
Looks like they're doing the YMCA.
It does look like that.
It's fun to stay at the.
ISIS.
Bro, everyone sucks. One guy quit. He was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
I'm all about
He rang
Allah
the bell.
Akbar, but these jumping jacks are too much.
It's too stupid. Why am I doing this? When is this going to come up
I just
in
wanna
real
kill
life
myself.
combat? When is this going to come up?
Oh, my body feels better. A little hair of the
touch. A touch of the poison. Yeah,
Look
so
at
here's the
these
kids.
freaks, dude.
These
Oh
are
my
fucking
God. Ripped.
young boys in 1962.
Well, they were scared of the race war.
This is all before plastic hit.
What the fuck is this?
Preservatives,
It's plastics.
body shaming.
Plastics.
Yeah,
Damn.
microplastics.
So not an ounce
Doritos?
of body fat.
They're endocrine disruptors.
Look at that kid's in
What?
high school.
Well, there
Yeah.
was war in the air. You still had to fight in the
Yep,
war.
There was war in the air. The World War II had just ended. We were talking about going to Vietnam.
Damn, look at these hot
This
ass
is
kids.
Ninja
Animals.
Warrior shit.
Look at these kids, animals.
This is sexy. Look at this. They're all shirtless and
But I
sexy.
bet none of
Butt
them
fucked.
wrote a good book. I bet none of them sang a song anybody wanted to listen to.
That's fun.
Well, yeah.
It's like
We're all
fully loaded.
We're hyper aggressive Americans.
Yeah, wow.
I wonder. I think that the microplastic thing is real. If you look at, there's a woman who wrote this book called Countdown. Her name is Shanna Swan. She's a doctor from Harvard, right? I always ask.
Yeah, the taint lady, right?
Taint lady.
Yeah.
Taint lady.
Talk to taints on here.
When you exposure to
Tainted love.
phthalates, like it's a type of, it's a chemical that's in plastics and some other things. It disrupts her endocrine system and it fucks up with mammals. With the males, it makes their taint smaller. It makes their dick smaller, makes their balls smaller.
Makes your
it
butthole
makes their
closer to your
sperm
nuts.
count grow down. And
Interesting.
they find them in human beings. They're like these are like studies they've done in mammals. So they did studies. One of the best ways to determine male or female in young mammals is the male's taint is 50 to 100% larger. So they look at that to see if it's a boy or a girl. And when you expose the animal to phthalates, that shrinks. And it sort of feminizes the boys. They have less testosterone, their penises shrink, their taint shrink.
Son of a
And
bitch.
there's a similar effect in human beings. And she believes that that's the driving force. And she thinks that we've been exposed since people have been using microwaves and everything's in plastic and water bottles in your car, all these different chemicals. And then there's fertilizers and pesticides and herbicides and all that shit. All that shit's getting into your body. And
Sucks to be the guy that was dating her. He was like, "What are you researching?" She's like, "Why is everybody's dick small these days?" What are you talking about, honey?
she's a hilarious older woman. She's really funny, man. She has a thing on her Instagram called the Jizz Quiz.
Whoa! I love that.
It's like she's funny, like,
Yeah.
but she's talking about real science, and she's like, it's kind of a disarming way to do it because she's such a like sweet lady. And she's so fun, but she's talking about what's going on with microplastics.
If you jizz in her face without telling her, it's a pop quiz.
God damn it.
You motherfucker.
God damn it.
You never know when it's going to come
Imagine
up.
if that really is it. And imagine when they introduced plastics to humans, it was just inevitably going to weaken us as a species.
Altered us.
And there's no way we could have known because we never had plastic before. So
Yeah.
there was no plastic forever. And then 50s, when does it start where people start using plastics everywhere?
Milk used to come in a jar.
At that
glass.
same time, there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
direct drop in like
Really?
sperm cell count, and women are having more miscarriages.
Whoa.
Yeah, less fertility from both the male and the female, and the males. So it's not just like feminizing; it's messing up the females too, and it's doing something to the males. It's like crushing its reproductive system.
I think she said we'd eat a credit card of plastic a week.
Yeah, that's what she said. But there's some dispute about that. It's like it's an average thing. Like, are some people getting way more of it, or are some people getting none of it? Like, is there a way to avoid it?
Yeah, you know what's weird when you check into a hotel and you see a family and they bring in like a 20 case of
Beer,
bottled water,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing? You're gonna be here 2 nights. You need all that bottled water?"
Yeah.
See, you just
Tap
buy
works.
bottled water. Where the fuck did it come from? Was it on a boat in Thailand for
In
a
the sun.
month, drifting across the ocean?
Right.
Where did your water come from? I don't even ask. I just drink it. So what if I'm drinking some bullshit fucking chemicals? It's gonna make my taint shrink.
I'm a tap man.
I like
love
tap.
tap.
It's really not good for
I
you.
feel like that's a
What?
Tap?
risk.
Yeah, tap water is not good for
Everybody
you.
in New York loves saying New York has the best tap water.
That's
Yeah.
so
But they don't
ridiculous. It's
purify
like
it.
Zero chance that's
saying
true.
my shit smells the sweetest.
Well, that's true.
It's New York. It's like they said the water's good, but the taps are all shitty. So you're drinking like the rust.
Bro, who's cleaning
We
those
had lead
pipes?
pipes.
Nobody. That's what I
What's-
mean. Yeah.
What's
rats.
in those? Imagine if you could get like a camera down a mile or so into those
Oh.
pipes and see the crud.
I had
No,
a
thank
landlord
you.
tell me it was normal for it to come out brown in the beginning, and I was like, "Can I come to your house and see if it's like that there?"
What the fuck are you
No.
talking about? You're supposed to drink that? You're supposed to bathe in that? Get the fuck
I do
outta
the
here.
shower with the mouth open. You ever do that one? Let it flow right in.
When I was a kid, I used to chug shower water.
I do that. I did it today.
There's some real disputes about fluoride in water too.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not super well versed in it.
It's good for the teeth.
Yeah,
They say.
apparently, sorta. But what's really good for the teeth is brushing your fucking teeth. It's like, are we sure that you're supposed to be dumping fluoride in the water that people drink?
It is a bit of an
Yeah,
assumption.
everyone has
Do you know that
toothpaste now.
fluoride lowers your IQ?
No.
Concert in the
Yeah,
1970s.
Shit.
You can get that
Exposure to
now.
fluoride
That's worth a
lowers your
lot of money. You know, if like he died of a heroin overdose and he kept the fucking T-shirt at his mom's house, and she decides to sell it. That's worth a lot of money.
I've tried to hold on to things that I think I could sell down the road. Like I've still got the, I've got the strings that I recorded Richmond North of Richmond on my guitar. I almost threw them away. I was like, oh, hold on a second.
You could definitely
in
sell
hard
those.
times. Yeah, I may
you could
have
definitely
to
sell those. But that would be like an honest sale. People can't say, "Oh, he's a sellout."
yeah. I'm just selling junk I have. I'm considering selling my truck. Just if any, I don't know. I think we talked about this once before, but if somebody, it's worthless to me. It's got 325,000 miles on it in a salvage title, and I still daily drive it. But I thought, man, if I could sell this and somebody pay $50,000 for it or whatever and send it towards a charity, like it'd be pretty slick to do. You know?
It has a salvage title?
It does, yeah.
What happened? Did you buy it when it was already wrecked?
Well, now I paid. It's a 2007 Suburban. I paid a couple grand for it years ago, and then just here recently, I had to have it towed. It broke down, and the rollback driver, I guess, I don't know if he was under the influence or something or what, but he unhooked all the chains off and then tilted the bed back.
Oh,
so the whole truck rolled right off the back of the rollback.
Oh, no.
And it totaled the truck out. It bent a bunch of stuff under the drive shaft and the front of the frame and all. And, of course, I'm sitting there trying to figure out what to do with my truck, and here comes all the police, and they're like, oh, is that really you? Let's get it. So here I am. I'm on the phone with my insurance company, and then all these guys are coming up trying to take selfies with me and stuff.
That's hilarious.
Like, I guess this is the world I live in now. But
So can the truck be fixed?
it's drivable. Yeah, I'm driving it. It rides kind of like a covered wagon now. So it's at some point I'm going to have to upgrade.
Is the frame bent? Is the suspension bent?
The drive shaft in the back's bent. I think is what's causing it to shake.
Oh,
but
so you got a wobble in your drive
It went
shaft?
straight. Yeah, I mean it went Dukes of Hazzard style off the back of the truck.
That drive as an adult, that show drives me nuts. Watching those cars land, like, what are you doing to those cars?
Well, hey, this one can do it. So
yeah, sorta.
Maybe I'll donate it to Whistling Diesel and just let him kill it. I don't know. It'd be pretty slick, but
well, you could do that. Or if someone is listening to this and they want to do something cool and they got the cheddar, buy it from you and then send it to Roadster Shop and have them put like a badass suspension in it and make it a real sleeper. They can do shit like that. Because you have to get all that replaced anyway. Why not replace it with better shit?
It'd be cool for somebody to have it. It would have a cool story behind it,
This company called Roadster Shop, they've been on my podcast before. One of the things they do is they do like a sleeper series. I think they call it the Legend series. I'm actually not sure what they call it. But what they do is they'll take an old car. So the outside looks like shit. The outside is patina and rust and all that stuff. And then they'll just completely redo everything underneath it with like a crazy engine, insane brakes, insane handling and suspension. But it still looks like a 72 GMC pickup truck. Yeah. But underneath it, it's just a monster.
It's got all the modern amenities and because new cars are so much more efficient. Like you don't realize when you.
So they do stuff like this. But they have different kinds of builds. No, so these are all just like the different ones that they did. Right. Survivor Series, that's what it is. The Survivor Series. Well, so I think the Survivor Series, that's what it is. Like they leave the outside.
It's interesting to me that older vehicles had so much more character. Like I don't know if it's just that it's
people who are doing drugs, bro. That's what it is. We nailed it with them. We sat down with them and they introduced me to all these people that were the designers back in GM in the day. Yeah. This guy was a freak. He was wearing like crazy red suits and this crazy guy was probably definitely on acid. And these are the people that created these insane shapes. And then when the sweeping Psychedelics Drug Act of 1970 came along, they made everything a Schedule I drug.
Yeah, and that is when cars went downhill.
It is when cars went downhill.
It was early 70s,
yes. You can get a 71 Barracuda and it's still sick. But you get into like 72, 73, those cars look like shit. 75, they're garbage. 79, they're done. Everyone's on coke. Everyone thinks everything they do is amazing. It's just, you get the movie Showgirls.
Everything lost its art and it became focused more on algorithms of what's going to sell and what's more efficient and what's easy, what's better to produce. And it's
sort of, but back then I don't even think they had data they were going on. They were going on past success. So if you go to like the 1980s, some of the worst movies that were ever made, like the cocaine years, those I really strongly feel like those people were going on reputations of sales, and the studio would put a lot of money behind someone who had a great reputation, and this guy's fucking partying and doing lines and writing crazy shit in these scripts, and some of them are good and some of them aren't so good, but they're all kind of clunky. They're
Yeah.
all kind of disconnected. That like a true masterpiece of a movie isn't. Like Taxi Driver. Like you go back and watch Taxi Driver, that's a masterpiece of a movie. It's so connected. You're connected to all the action. It's like you're on the edge of your seat. It's wild. The acting's insane. Even Jodie Foster as a kid is insane in it. It's so good. But cocaine movies in the 80s, like, they were nuts, man. They didn't go on algorithms. I think they just went on what they thought people wanted. They probably took polls, but who the fuck's answering polls? Polls are the worst way to get information because you're only getting information from people dumb enough to answer polls. Like, that's such a small group of people. How many people answer polls when they call you up? How many fucking people with a life have time for a poll? Do you think Jordan Peterson has ever answered a poll?
Yeah, like I always get those calls and immediately hang up.
Yeah, you just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but bye. No, don't hang up. Some of them will beg. Please.
Yeah,
they can't get anybody to do it.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see throughout history times when people were able to really connect with other humans, like on that, like whether it's through movie or film or cars or whatever. It's like maybe it was the psychedelics or whatever. I don't
It's
know.
like, remember
but,
the
there
old
was a
gay
huge
man with the
disconnect, it
shelter? It's
seemed
like, yeah, those, if the apocalypse come, they're gonna be sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest of us gonna be like, Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but then those people go after those people.
Oh,
People
well, yeah.
who weren't prepared. They try to find the people that aren't prepared. What's interesting is preppers a lot of times get lumped into terrorists. They get labeled. Like there's this guy, Mike Glover, who's been on my show, who runs this company, Fieldcraft Survival, and he teaches preparedness for all kinds of different things. But they had him labeled. They had him on a list, like an extremist list.
But imagine
because he's just telling people, like, if society collapses, like he's a special operations soldier.
Well, there's probably some crossover between
yeah.
between the two communities, and you probably don't it because it's already so few of you. I would imagine if you're like, if somebody walked up and was like, "Hey, fucking John is in the Klan," he's like, "Well, just don't bring up race around John." You know what I mean? Like he's one of our best preppers.
I don't think they're talking about that. I think they're talking about people that want to overthrow the government.
Oh, like, okay, so I get what you're saying. So it's like
Militias.
people that want the society collapse are mixed in with the people that are preparing just for if it does.
Yeah,
Right.
And the worry is that, well, from the prepper's perspective, the people that are into that would say, like, I don't trust the government not trusting me, because what they don't trust me is that if the shit goes down, they go full totalitarian. They know we're armed to the tits, and they don't like it. Plus, we have food, we have water, we can huddle down,
Right.
and fight them off. That's what they think, I would imagine. And just espousing that puts you on a watch list.
Yeah. Or even if it was like zombie shit or some disease or like, bro, the and I might just be talking my ass. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, Jamie. But the premise of Last of Us was that one fungus that cordyceps, it couldn't infect humans,
Right.
And then it did, right?
Yeah.
And now it has in real life.
Has it really?
I just read this like a couple weeks ago. Am I wrong, Jamie? It has infected a human now.
Really?
Yeah. Now, obviously, I don't know if it can mind control a human, because you probably die before it could take over your whole mind, because our minds are way bigger than, bugs.
But there's things that take over our minds anyway. There's toxoplasmosis, which you actually get from
Oh, yeah.
cats. You might have that.
Well, if there was a pussy plant out there.
From your wild cat, you probably have it. You probably have toxo.
Oh, for sure. Just from being exposed to cat species?
Yeah.
Feces?
Yeah.
Yeah, that bitch, she rubs her butthole on everything.
Not only that, she's out there with rats and all sorts of things. Who knows what she's killing and eating out
Yeah,
there?
I think it makes you love them, right?
What it does with rats is it makes them sexually attracted to the smell of cat urine.
Oh, okay.
They literally lose their ability to be afraid of cats, and then they get hard, like thinking about cat piss. So they get aroused. So they literally seek out the cats. And then the cats kill them and eat them, and toxoplasmosis actually multiplies inside a cat's gut. Could cordyceps fungi infect humans? Cordyceps opiocordyceps are types of fungi that typically infect insects. Fictional works have explored cordyceps infections in humans, but this fungus is not likely to evolve to cause infection in humans in the near future. However, cases of fungal infection may be increasing with climate change. This is recently.
Did I speak out of my ass? I'm misinformation.
No worries. It happens.
Hold on. I know I'm not tripping though. Let me see what I see.
You know what scares me is rabies.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Rabies is wild. You hear about like the accounts of like settlers trying to make their way across the country that encountered animals with rabies and the way they died. Rabies is wild because it infects animals and makes them want to bite you to give you rabies.
Yeah, and every time I hear somebody tell me they got bit by a wild animal and they didn't go to the hospital,
Oh my God.
are you crazy?
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Because once you start showing symptoms
too
of
late.
rabies, yeah, you're already dead.
You don't have much time. Like I think you have to get to the hospital and get treatment within 24 hours. I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, you can't rest on it.
Yeah, I know a dude that was telling me a story about someone who got nicked by a bat. Like there was bats under a bridge, and the bat, they're all flying, and he got nicked on his hand. He died of fucking rabies.
Just a nick.
Yeah, see if you can find that. Guy gets nicked from a bat, dies of rabies. Yeah, like nicked his hand, I think. And he's like, oh, what the fuck is that? Thought nothing of it, Thing just flew by. Maybe he didn't even feel it. Maybe he didn't even notice. There's a bunch of bats around. You're like, Jesus.
Oh, man, that's another fear.
Infected bat ran into the hand of BC man who later died from rabies. Suffering a small puncture wound in rare daylight encounter this spring. Wow.
Damn, he's 21 years old.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
And he didn't go to the hospital?
I don't know. He said he developed symptoms of rabies 6 weeks later.
Yeah, bro. You got to because once the symptoms kick in, you dead. Nothing you can do. You got to get to that. If you get bit by a wild animal, you got to go to the hospital that night immediately.
Isn't that crazy? Like he didn't even know.
I would lie at the hospital because if you tell them you're having chest pains, they'll see you right away.
Imagine you're feeling like shit and you have to think back to 6 weeks ago where a bat like grazed you.
I'm having chest pains. I got bit by a bat. Checking me out for everything. Yeah. Hell yeah, because they do.
Yeah.
They do triage at most emergency rooms, meaning they don't see you in the order you came in. They see you in what they think is the most serious.
Right. So you got to say something's really wrong.
Yeah. Unless you're bleeding out or you having chest pains, it's not serious. So you might be sitting there for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours.
You got to fake a stroke.
You just got to say you're having chest pains.
Just getting dizzy. I'm blacking out.
Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't do that. If I thought something serious was wrong, I would lie about having chest pains.
Any personal
I have no shame.
friendships because of ideological issues?
No, not real friendships.
Okay, good.
Maybe acquaintances.
Okay.
But that was okay. Those are good. If you can clean those up.
Because
those
exactly.
are good. Yeah, you find out who's really your friend. Even people that I like vehemently disagreed with about certain policies that were in place during the pandemic.
Yeah.
They're still my friends.
Right.
We can have disagreements. I know who the core of you is. And people think about things differently. We're free to think about things differently. Some people are free to have a perspective that I don't agree with. It's like, and you might be able to back it up with some facts.
Yeah.
You might be able to, or you might be intolerant to the other opposition views because some of them are full of shit. Maybe that's true too. There's a lot going on, but it's very hard for people to, especially in times of crisis, like during the pandemic, you kind of found out how human beings are very malleable and very quick to pick a narrative that they support, and especially if that narrative offers a promise of going back to normal. And that was what was weird about that. It was like, this is a psychological, like, test study. If you wanted to do a test study of how a population, even a supposedly free population, free thinking, freedom of expression, freedom of speech is literally in the doctrine that we run the law by. And to have people willing to throw that away quickly under something that wasn't even, we're not talking about a nuclear war, but we're talking about something that's like relatively, in terms of the amount of people that die every year, it's not good. It certainly wasn't a good thing to happen to anybody.
99.7% survival rate.
Yeah. And I mean, again, it's not a good thing. right? It's not good to get any kind of cold, any kind of disease, any kind of like illness. It's not good. But there's a lot of shit that's killing people also. And there's almost no effort to stop that. Like, there's no effort to stop the comorbidities that caused a lot of the problems that a lot of those people that didn't survive had. There's no effort to stop that in terms of like what we understand about health and wellness and promoting that.
You're referring to obesity largely.
Yeah, not just obesity, but like malnutrition, vitamin deficiencies. Like so many people are eating, but they're malnourished.
Sure.
It's a giant portion of our population that is not getting the proper nutrients every day, and there's a host of diseases that come along with that.
Yeah.
And it's just not being discussed. I mean, it's not like the epidemic that it really is. It's not being discussed like the epidemic that it really is.
Do you think that a lot of the governmental policies that were instituted stem from the fog of war during the pandemic, and so it was driven by ignorance, or are you of the view that there is kind of a Dr. Evil, nefarious thing behind this whole thing?
I am very reluctant to go with the Dr. Evil narrative. I think there's certainly people that you would consider evil that will take advantage when things happen. But do I think that like they released the pandemic on purpose? No. There's like pretty clear evidence that people working in the lab got sick, and that those people spread it.
No, but let's say the ad hoc policies that they would come up with. You could only be 4 people on a boat. You can do this. You can't do that. My feeling is, I don't have any proof of it. It's just I'm speculating. Is that a lot of it really came from the fog of war. People were, and I'm not trying to be charitable, but I think that most people were well-meaning. They didn't know what the hell they're talking about. They didn't exhibit any epistemic humility, right? They made it seem as though they knew what they're talking about, but they were trying their best. I don't think there was kind of this grand conspiracy where this is our chance to take over the freedoms that people still, adhere to.
I would be more inclined to believe with what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think it's many factors, and I think when we want to look at like why people did what they did, we try to look at it one way or another. But I think there's many, many things going on. And also, for sure, governments that are really good at crafting laws that allow them to gain power, and they've done that with all the bills that they passed after 9/11, the Patriot Act, the Patriot Act 2, the NDAA, all that crazy shit. Whenever something happens, they find new ways to control, and they do it because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to pass laws that people were reluctant to pass before. It happens. It happens all the time. It's normal. That's their job. That's what they do. What they do is they're in control. They're in power. Like that's the game that they're playing. The game that you're playing is I want to keep my freedom.
Right.
And like we have to figure out a way to like establish like real clear rules to how this game works.
Yeah.
Because if you could just cheat and lie and then delete things off social media and have a bunch of bots saying a bunch of shit to stir people up, and you're literally funding this.
Yeah.
Like who's doing that? How many of them are coming from America itself, and how many of them are coming from foreign agents who are trying to disrupt American politics and trying to disrupt American narratives? I wonder like what is the ratio of shit posting like people that are like, what would you call it, bot posting? What's the level of disingenuous, non-human, non-real person posting
as relating to COVID or anything? You're saying?
Anything. I think it's all the social things that are coming up right now. Anything. You see a lot of these wacky fake accounts. Like I wonder how many of them are. There was an FBI analyst that said that he believed there's somewhere around 80. What did he say? 80%? He said 80%. 80% of Twitter's users are bots. It could be as high as 80%.
Wow.
It's like, what?
That's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Can you imagine Twitter just becomes bots arguing with bots, and they finally realize like no one's on it?
But have you felt that your experience with Twitter has radically changed as a function of the pre and post Elon Musk coming in, or hasn't changed much?
You feel more free.
Yeah.
Like you can
mind,
post things that are controversial and not worry about, having your account limited.
Yeah.
Because if you were posting things about, like, first of all, there's things you couldn't post. Like, you would not post a story about the Hunter Biden laptop. You couldn't even send it to me in a DM.
Yeah.
There were certain things I tried to send people in DMs, and they wouldn't allow me to send them.
That's amazing.
I was like, this is wild. This is weird. It's just confusing. It's like, why would you think this is a good idea?
Well, I remember I had been contacted by, I don't know if you've had him on the show. Do you know who Matt Ridley is?
Matt Ridley. Why do I know that?
He's an evolutionary biologist. He was in the House of Lords in Britain. He's been on my show a few times. He wrote a book a few years ago with a co-author, I can't remember her name, where they were arguing for the lab leak theory. And when his people had reached out to me to come on the show, I very frankly said, look, I'm someone who very much speaks my mind. I don't care, but let's be pragmatic about this.
My
If you
dad's
come
an
on my
old-time
show,
grizzly wrestler.
and
We're living in his little apartment in Tampa. My mom's over there on the couch, and I tell the coach quietly, Wally Buono's his name, great guy. I said, hey, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, but I'm going to have to close this chapter in my life. And he's like, I hear him kind of softly talk, okay, yeah. And I said, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hung up the phone. My dad said, who was that? I said, oh, it was a coach from Calgary. He said, what do you want? Oh, he wanted to offer me another contract for next year. By the way, the contract was like, I was making $300 a week Canadian.
Wow.
So there was no money up there, at least not for me. And he goes, so when are you going to go? My old man said this. I said, I'm not. He said, what do you mean you're not? I said, I think I'm done. I'm done with football and the pursuit of it. It's just not in my cards. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to get in the business. He went, what business? I said, the wrestling business. Dude, we got in the biggest fucking fight.
Really?
The biggest.
He didn't want you to do it?
He didn't want me to do it. But my old man was a groundbreaker, first black tag team champions in WWE. He was jacked. Pull up my dad if you can. Rocky Johnson. I want to show you. Like he was
Oh, I know your dad.
jacked, man.
He was jacked.
He was part of that group in the early 80s, right? Who were like bodybuilding and look at that shot.
What? Dang it. That's the genetics, son.
That's it, brother.
That's where rock genetics come.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He was jacked.
So, yeah, and we bonded. He used to get me up and take me to the gym when I was 5, sit in the corner, and that's how I got to, really bond with my dad. He didn't want me to do it. And we got into the biggest fucking fight. My mom's crying. I'm crying. And he said, what do you think you have to offer? I said, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to fucking suck, but I got to give this a shot. And ultimately it got to a place where I said, either you're going to help train me, I'm asking you to help train me, or I'll go to somebody else. And at that time, Bret Hart and that whole family had his dungeon up in Calgary. I said, maybe I'll go to Calgary. He agreed to train me, but I realized he didn't want to see that happen because he felt like, hey, look around. Like I was one of the successful ones in wrestling, but I got a little fucking apartment that I can't even afford to pay $500 a month. I don't want this for you. So we got into a huge fight. He eventually trained me. I call a guy after 3 months of training, call a guy named Pat Patterson, who was Vince McMahon's right-hand man, very brilliant mind in the world of pro wrestling, first openly gay wrestler, tough motherfucker. I call him up because my parents knew him, and I said, hey, Pat, this is Dwayne Johnson. Who? Dwayne Johnson. Rocky Johnson's son. Oh, yeah, what do you want? Hey, I'm training to get in the business. What fucking business? It's a recurring theme. Everybody's like, what fucking business? The wrestling business. Why the fuck do you want to do that? You're just feeling like you're just getting bombed right, left and right by these OGs. So I said, I'd love for you to come down and just watch me train. And if I got anything to offer, just let me know. And if I don't, just let me know. That's all I want. He agreed. He came down, watched me train. He said to me as we're training, he goes, can you work as a heel? Which is, as you know, bad guy in wrestling parlance. Yeah. I said, sure, I'd love to. We start the match. I work as a heel, more aggressive, dirty, cheating stuff, right? He goes, okay, done. And I had trained in a boxing ring, and as you know, boxing rings are fucking hard. It's like this, right? So getting suplexed on the fucking table, so it really hurt. That's how I came up in wrestling. He's smoking a cigarette. I said, what do you think? Do I have anything? He goes, yeah, you just keep working. Take care of yourself, and leaves. And I was like, did I just fuck? Because he had a lot of power. He was like the vice president of WWE. I said, okay, well, thank you so much for coming out. And I said, just keep working. He goes, just keep working. kind of blew me off, kept smoking a cigarette and walked off. And I was like, man, I think I really fucked things up, or maybe I'll take his word for face value, take it for gospel. I'll just keep working. Little I knew, he went home and he called Vince McMahon. He said, you got to see this fucking kid. And Vince said, who? Rocky Johnson's son. He goes, all right, let me see him. Bring him out this Monday on Raw, and I'll throw him out in a match before the show starts.
Whoa.
Corpus Christi, 15,000 people.
Whoa.
Dude.
This is your first match?
First match.
Oh, my God.
So Vince says to Pat, okay, great. How long has he been working? He goes, he hasn't worked. He goes, what do you mean? He's never had a match. He's like, he's never had a fucking match? I'm not bringing him out. He's never had a match. He's going to stink up the ring. Pat said, just trust me. So they fly me out, Corpus Christi, 14,000 people. I go out and have my first match, and I'm 24 years old.
Wow.
I have my first match. Because usually when you break in, you're wrestling at a farm or there's a barn, 10 people, 14,000 people. I wrestled the Brooklyn Brawler. This is famous in the world of wrestling. And I get backstage. Everyone's, hey, great job, keep working. I see Vince McMahon. He says, you did a good job, but be prepared. I'm going to give you a little bit more tomorrow. I went, great, okay. I see Pat Patterson smoking a cigarette. Come here for a second. I said, yeah. He goes, your punches. I went, yeah.
Crazy. I mean,
They
you've
fucking
been so
suck.
consistent.
Isn't that weird how that works? That's what I've said that to a few people, and they're like, "Yeah, that's what happened." I mean, I don't know. I think I had this. I don't know if I told you like this mentality before, where I would go if I got to a number on the scale. I thought of it as like a finish line. I didn't realize I was doing it, but I was. I was going, "Oh, I got there."
Right.
And then you just kind of go, well, if you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of regress.
Mm-hmm.
So I just realized now that it is every day.
It is life.
It's life. It's part of life. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could think about it that way. Also, you got to think about it like delayed gratitude. Delayed gratitude is a very important concept if you want to have a happy life. You can't just have gratitude in front of your face all the time.
No.
You'll just be a mess. You want delayed gratitude, and specifically for your physical health, because you don't feel good in the end of the day. Like unless when I don't work out, if I have a day that I blow it off, which is rare, but it does happen. And if I blow it off, at the end of the day, I feel like a loser.
Yeah.
I know that's stupid. I know it's stupid, but it's that feeling inside of you that you didn't get ahead. You didn't. I mean. It's one thing if it's like I need a rest day. Rest days, I love them. Let me watch TV. I watch a movie.
Sure.
I indulge
and
in
you got to
those too.
listen to your body on that for sure.
And also your mind.
Yeah.
I think your mind needs rest days.
Yeah.
I enjoy a rest day now. Really, I fucking. But if you don't do the things you know you're supposed to do, you have that fucking nagging thing in your head. And that thing in your head, that nagging thing, that's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of your day.
Yeah.
Whereas the workout, you could just get 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
And that feeling's gone.
Totally.
Just get 20 minutes in.
There's the I feel like a loser thing that also, but there's also this even like another layer to it where on days when I don't do anything physical and it's like, it's towards the end of the day, I kind of go like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
You know, and like Christina might be like, what's going on with you? Mm-hmm. And then sometimes it takes me a moment and I'll be like, I didn't work out today.
Yep. That's what it is.
Oh, I go, yeah. So I have like this
mental health.
Yeah. It's fucking with my head.
Yeah.
I also have this, like the anxiety has manifested itself physically. So I just have this like, oh, I didn't exert myself. So it's all together, and I go, that's what it is. So I go, tomorrow morning I just gotta get it in right away.
Yeah, it's just one of those things like brushing your teeth. You gotta fucking do it. You don't want to do it. You do it, and then you feel better afterwards. Like in little bursts of that's how I feel every time I get in that stupid cold plunge. Every time I don't want to do it. Every time I do it, I don't want to do it.
It always sucks.
Sucks. It never feels good.
We had this thing where we had to bank episodes of our podcasts. So that means we were going into the studio at like, I don't know, 9 or 10, and then just spending the day there, right? And I knew that when I got home, I'd be wiped, and we got, we'll be with the kids, and we got to do dinner and get them ready for it. So I was like, I'm just going to get up. And so every day, I just got up a little earlier, cold plunge first. So it's like that was my morning coffee. It's the first thing I did.
Wakes you right the fuck up.
Right the fuck up, and then right to the gym. And so that I would arrive at the studio in the best mood.
Yeah.
Just like really in a great mood.
Yeah.
And then I would zip through the day, and I mean, even they were like, "Wow, you're like nice," you know, like the staff. Like,
dude, it's like if you could take that in a pill form, it would be the most popular pill in the world.
100%, no question. Yeah,
yeah. And we're not talking about like being a bodybuilder. We're not talking about killing yourself. Just getting your heart pumping, getting your sweat going, get those muscles moving, exert yourself.
Yeah.
And again, it can be I can get a fucking pretty good workout in 20 minutes.
You can definitely get your heart going.
Yeah. If I'm fucking super pressed for time.
You know what's crazy is when I work out right after cold plunging, sometimes you're like, wait, how come I'm not sweating? And you don't realize that your core temperature has dropped like 17 degrees. And you're like, oh. Like,
you were at 34 degrees for 3 minutes. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Duh.
Yeah.
I work out outside after I do that.
Oh, nice.
So I do I do the series of 100 bodyweight squats and 100 push-ups every morning.
Yeah.
And the way I do it is I do it as my warm-up now.
Yeah.
It's a good warm-up to do right after you get out of the cold plunge. So by the time I'm done with those, I'm warmed up.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's nice to do outside.
Yeah, that is cool. That's one of the only times that I really don't mind heat, like real heat, is during workouts.
Yeah.
I like working out in heat.
It's good for you.
I do not like a cold gym.
No.
When the air conditioning's blasting in a gym, I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either. But you know, Kronk Gym, where Tommy Hearns used to train, they always kept the temperature up very high.
They did?
Yeah, they kept it like 95 degrees. Yeah, in Detroit. And the reason, Emanuel Stewart was a genius, boxing genius, but also a genius physically. He knew. It's just like working out in a sauna. Like the sauna actually gives you cardiovascular benefit just sitting there because your heart's beating faster because your body's trying to cool you off.
Right.
You're hot as fuck. You know, I've had the heart strap on in the sauna and got up to 147 degrees. Or excuse me, 147 beats per minute.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Yeah,
just
your
sitting
body's
there.
like,
yeah,
what's happening?
Especially because you do it after a workout.
Yeah.
So I'm already fucking exhausted, and then I get in that oven for 20 minutes, and at the end of that 20 minutes, my heart is jacked.
Yeah.
So you're getting static cardio just sitting there.
Just in there.
So if you're doing a boxing workout and it's 95 degrees, your heart is jacked.
Yeah.
You're getting really worked out. That's hard. That's like running with weights on.
Yeah, and then imagine that feeling right after that, like when you're done.
Yeah, like
the relief.
Like a hot yoga class. Remember when
Yeah.
we were doing hot yoga? We did how many did we do? 15 in a month?
We did 15.
Yeah. That was nice, dude. That was nice.
Yeah. Something about leaving those. I went to one here in Austin.
Yeah?
Yeah. I went to a hot yoga class, and it was like, you just walk outside, you're like, this isn't any different. This is the exact same temperature.
Yeah, it's just yoga with no AC on.
God, yeah. But you do feel this, and then the way that like a cold drink tastes right after that. It's unreal.
Yeah, just water.
Yeah, just water.
a cold water is so good.
Yeah.
It just feels so good. Do you take electrolytes?
I do every day.
Yeah.
I travel with the packets and everything.
Which ones are you taking?
I have Liquid IV.
Yeah.
I take those pouches with me everywhere.
I take those too.
Yeah, and I also take them. I have a big one before bed. I fill up like a big canteen.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you have to get up to piss in the middle of the night?
Yes, but
That's
annoying. It's annoying. Not too much. I mean, I don't do it like right before bed, but like I have an evening one because I remembered even from like high school football in Florida that they would go, if you're cramping, it's too late to start. Like you start taking it's not going to help you then. It's all about like the prep for it.
Right.
So like that day before you exert yourself, electrolyte boost is what's going to help you more. You know, so I always try to do it like at night too.
That makes sense. Just keeping a steady state in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be something that you take every day.
But the big thing, dude, like I never hated. I wasn't one of those people who's like I hate the gym or I hate working out. It really is being consistent.
Blade,
with food,
when that dude gets dragged into the vampire disco.
I don't like surprises. Ding, ding, ding. Or he does like surprises, actually. Ding, 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 ding. That's just amazing.
Played that scene.
That is so good.
Play that scene. I think that's one of the greatest scenes in any movie ever.
It is so good.
And Tracy Lords is the one who takes him there.
Dude. The first two Blade movies were the fucking best shit ever.
The first one.
And he cuts that guy's hand off with his fucking drawstring thing. Oh man, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, those movies are the shit. But the first one's the best. This poor dork.
This poor dude.
This poor dork thinks he's gonna get to bang Tracy Lords, and she drags him through this meat processing thing. And while he's doing it, he kind of sees people. He's like, "What the fuck?" As he's going through all this hanging meat, they get to a point where like people are rolling by. He's looking at frozen people. But this dumb motherfucker wants pussy so bad he keeps going.
If you see an elevator and just a normal elevator with a bouncer in a trench coat,
and he's ready to bail, and she grabs him and kisses him, and he's like, "Okay, cool." That's
this
the power
song is
of a
so
hot
hard.
girl.
This song is so hard.
Give me that, Jamie. This fucking scene rules, dude.
She's great too. She's great too. Frost's like girlfriend in the movie.
Yes. And that dude who plays the sidekick who gets his hand cut off, that guy's the shit.
He's so good.
I fucking love this scene because they all know he's meat and he doesn't know he's meat. And
he's the only meat in there.
Only meat in there, man. And they all recognize it.
And he's trying to get behind it. He's like, woo, woo, let's go.
Yeah, he starts dancing out there. Look at him.
What's up, dude? What's up, man? And then the blood.
It's so crazy because you don't know, like, so far you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Did they stop the new Blade? I heard they were making.
I think there's a series, right?
But I thought it was a movie and they stopped making it.
Oh no, did they?
I don't know. I hope not.
It definitely got pushed back a few
It got
months,
pushed back?
I don't know.
Was it? Well, there's the Writers
I wanna
Guild
watch that,
thing, and
yeah.
there's the fucking actor strike.
Whenever Blade comes in, Wesley's such a fucking hard ass.
Oh, this scene is insane.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, here's the point where the blood starts dripping from the ceiling.
That's so good.
And they're all throwing their arms
Why
up in
does
the
no
air.
one do this? This would be a crazy party. In like real life, this would be a crazy fucking party.
Bro.
Not real blood, but like pretend blood.
Yeah, you'd have to do pretend. But then people would do one with real blood. Just like they're having no rules fights where you eye gouge.
Yeah,
and bite
you win.
people's ears
You win
off.
by eye gouging.
What's wrong, baby?
Now he's realizing it's all vampires around him. He's about to get fucked up. Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
It's so good.
And he
Oh my
crawls
god,
up
it's so
to
look how
Wesley
clean
Snipes'
Blade
feet.
is so clean right here too.
Look at that. The Daywalker.
Motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill is what he says to Frost right before he fucking kills him. That's the coolest thing. Yo, let's go!
Come on. That, I think, is like, out of all the superhero movies, that's the best
that's all we get.
introduction. It's
Yeah, it is. It's so
the
good.
best introduction of a
it's so
superhero
good.
ever.
It's so good. It starts in the. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you see Blade.
Yeah.
That's the first time.
That's
you
why
see
I was
him.
so disappointed. Are they're still doing the 2020? Because it was supposed to be this year, but I don't know if it's actually.
Here's a teaser trailer for it. Hold on.
Oh. Because that was my favorite shit as a kid, man.
Oh, it's a trailer?
Let me see.
It is a hunt.
He's so good. That actor they got to do Blade, he is so good.
I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. We'd be at the bottom of the food chain up there, but down here, we could live like kings. Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
This might. What was that?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I never
He didn't say that, so this could be a fake trailer.
He didn't see that. He did
This could
not
be
say
like-
that.
that's
It could just be lag.
How do you
though?
know he
Maybe
didn't
it's
say
just
it?
like a
'Cause
re-upload or
His mouth
something?
didn't move that way.
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
Yeah, not even close.
Let it go though.
I'm Dave.
He said that.
There are watchers behind the eyes all over the city.
That looked okay.
At night drinks human blood.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. And will grant you the destiny you seek. Night is not a game. It is a hunt.
It didn't see. That looked weird.
Yeah, that wasn't like a real trailer.
Yeah, it's like a fan edited trailer.
You think so?
I've seen a really good one recently where like people are actually getting real jobs for making fan edited trailers.
That's crazy.
That's smart, right? And then you show it to the studio.
Yeah.
The studio's like, find that fucking guy. Yeah.
They just take what from the
find, yeah.
teaser or whatever and put a song there. You know what drives me crazy? Who decided that that's how music for a trailer has to be? Ba-dum, ba-dum,
Right. It's anticipation.
You know what? It was the Inception. It was Inception that was like.
Right.
I don't know. Every movie trailer soundtrack is exactly the same. Every music trailer or movie trailer soundtrack is exactly the same.
That's interesting. It's true though. It's like there's
true.
a pattern to get you jazzed up about something.
But see, it's starting to wear off because I'm like, okay, I
'cause
hear
it's played
it.
out.
Yeah, I hear it. Now we need like a trailer with no music.
Trailers used to be one of my favorite parts of going to the movies.
Really?
Yeah, man. You get a good trailer, a good solid trailer that sucks you in. You're like, oh shit. That was how you found out about movies back then.
Right.
Oh, you didn't